Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dale Robbins. I will be giving a short speech on the controversy between video games that cause or do not cause violence in children. And the biggest controversy is the increase in violence in video games is supposedly going to cause an increase of violence of children these days. And the reason for that is most parents think that video games that the children play are going to brainwash them and or make them think that playing video games and video games that show extreme amount of violence will make them go out there and do that in real life. Now, according to National Coalition Against Censorship, in 1993, Mortal Kombat came out, and it was the first feature-like, lifelike, realistic violence video game. And together with Night Trap and Doom is the focus of 1993 congressional hearings. Now, the reason why Mortal Kombat was the first one is because it had a human on human or monster on human fighting with blood and death. And that was a big debate between parents and the video game makers. And what ended up happening was national congressional hearings actually decided that the video game is fine and you do not need to censor them out. But they did pull it from the shelves. Now, according to U.S. News by Michael D. Gallagher, the president and CEO of Entertainment Software Association, which is this website right here, video games was studied by the FBI, and in fact, it says right here specifically, the FBI statistics, youth violence has declined in recent years, and that is according to game popularity. So the more games and violent games that came out, the less violence there was. And by that is their thinking is that they spent more time playing video games than they did actually go out and committing any crimes. Now, also on the same website, it says the U.S. Ninth Court of Appeals declared the state has not produced substantial evidence claiming that video games has caused any form of violence in children or an increase in violence in children. Now, if we were to go to the APA, which is American Psychological Association, which is this right here, it actually goes through and shows their evidence because they created a task force to research this specifically. And the task force found out that their only increase in children is aggression, and that is not by much, but it does not cause any violent acts or lead up to any violent acts, no matter what video games they played, because it has over thousands of children playing different games between violent and non-violent, and the only difference there was between the violent game playing children and the non-violent game playing children is a slight increase in aggression. Now, if we were to go to this one, Springer Link, it says that the issue is not the games themselves, and this was created by multiple authors: Viviana Koves Masfedi, Catherine Kays, Ava Hamilton, Gregory Hansen, Adina Bitfoy, Dietmar Golitz, and there's a whole bunch more. It was originally posted in February 5th, 2016. It says the issue is not the games that are being played, but how long they play the video games. Saying that the longer they play video games is a cause of social awkwardness, not of violent aggression or leading up to violence in life later on. Now, if we were to go to this one right here, which was U.S. News again, which was created by Michael D. Gallagher, May 10th, 2010. It said that the average age player of all video games is 35. They've been playing video games for a minimum of 12 years, and the average age range goes anywhere from 5 years old all the way up to over 60. And there is no proof whatsoever that video games has caused any violence or mass murder just from playing the video games. Now, this right here also says that the Supreme Court recently decided to review the California law against banning certain or censoring video game playing and or the amount of violence on video games. And the Supreme Court ruled it out, saying that there is no reason to ban it because there is no proof whatsoever saying that video games actually have or are the cause of violence in life. let's see here. If we go to this website over here, which is a PDF file that I pulled up, it says that violence is not caused by the video games. The video games are showing the violence is more of a form of fun. It's not to go out and create violence or reenact the violence that they see, but it is a way for them to release any minor aggression that they might have in themselves and or change it from a realistic person-on-person hurting each other and making it into a video game. So it's like they're playing a game outside of Cowboys and Indians, for instance, or any of the other ones that I've found on here as well, saying that it is not the games that are played, but how they are played the games. So if your children were to go outside and play war with each other, it's going to have the same effect as children playing a video game that's playing war on the video game. There is no evidence stating anything. Also, on a timeline for video game controversies, which is also part of the National Coalition Against Censorship, it states that 1997 and on, Indianapolis enacts ordinance limiting minors' access to violent video games, or Surgeon General finds little correlation between media and violence. Also has law professor speaks out against video violence, which is Professor Kevin Saunders argues that video games cause violence and violence should be included with obscenity in a category of unprotected speech. Now this right here also says psychologists criticizes claims about link between video games and violence because, in the report, evidence is so little saying that video games cause violence that there is no way to actually specifically prove it. And with that, follow along with the FBI saying that the more video games out there that have violence in it, the less violence is being acted by children. It makes everybody think that the violence from the video games itself is not actually the cause of violence out in the real world. Now, off of this information, I can cite all the websites later and put it on underneath the video, but I hope you have everything that I needed to put across came out just fine. And the only other thing I have is right here, which is another Link Springer website saying that, according to this, 20% of children play the video games more than 5 hours per week, which is more than they're actually spending outside. Therefore, less video or violence is being caused by children outside. So it's a win-win situation, or win-lose, depending on how you look at it. Yes, they're spending more time playing video games. Yes, they're not spending time outside. But according to this, scientific result says that they're not creating violence. They're just playing video games. All right, my name is Daryl Robbins. I want to thank you for your time and have a good day.